as successful as I am. I mean, and that's just like a sad fact. Like I obviously never would have buried myself alive for 7 days, 7 days of solitary, 7 days on a desert island, 7 days, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, being consistently uncomfortable and like being able to consistently suffer over long periods is like arguably one of the deepest modes. Like there's a reason no one makes videos like me, like not even close, because no one wants to live the life I live. I mean, there are months where I'm, you know, I think there was one year I was flying like 200 days, like I was on a plane. I mean, it was a fest, but you know, to get these videos done and I do everything, and it's like, you know, when I wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna be tired and feel like shit, I want to go. You know, something I always tell myself is, how you feel right now is why no one else does what you want to do or does what you do. And if you push through this, that's just even, you know, more of a reason why no one will ever be who you are. And so it's like, I think being able to push through unhappiness and do things you don't want to do consistently year after year over the course of a decade is like the ultimate advantage. Like, I mean, I think we'll hit 1 billion subscribers, and I don't think anyone will be anywhere near close, because like, once you make a couple $1 million, why would you live the life I live? Like, why? Why would you not take weekends off? Why would you not just film locally, even if it means less views, so you can be on the right time schedule? Why would you not, you know, prioritize your sanity and that kind of stuff? It makes no sense, but that's why no one else does it.
You spoke to Colin and Samir, two guys that I met recently.
Yeah, they're great.
And they're great guys. You said to them, I'm miserable a lot of times. I have mental breakdowns every other week.
Yeah, I think those have gotten a little better. Mental breakdown sounds extreme. It's more, I'm like, why am I doing this? This is so hard. Because it's just a lot, man. You're just going constantly. It's like, what's funny is I think I said that years ago, but that was back when all I was doing YouTube. Now I run this chocolate company, and we have the show, and we have a couple other stuff. So I think the hardest part really is gear shifting. Like, and so I try to bucket these things correctly. Like, if I'm on set, you know, and I have a 15-hour film day, like ideally the things I'm doing in between filming are like related to main channel, because I'm in the frame of mind of that. And that's one thing that's really helped me not feel like my head's gonna explode. Like if I'm in Chicago at the Feastables office and we're going through Feastables marketing, like, and then you come in and you go, what do you think about this bit for this coming up main channel video? Then I have to like shift my frame of mind, and then, like that constant gear shifting, it'll make my head hurt if I'm like bouncing around too much. It's also just very not core to who I am. I love obsessing over certain things, and I find, you know, obsessing over things within a business isn't like switching back and forth between marketing and product in a same business is pretty easy. This is a long way of saying, like, one thing that's helped with that is like just really organizing my schedule in a way where it allows my natural state of mind to like obsess over a certain business, finish that, and then move on to the next one. Whereas before it used to be like 30 gear switches a day, and that's just miserable. It's just not even fun, to be honest.
I heard Elon Musk, who I know someone you spoke about quite often, also someone that I speak about quite often. Yeah. I heard him say when he was on Joe Rogan that you wouldn't want to be in my head. And I think Joe Rogan asked him if he was happy or something, and he doesn't even like consider the question to be important.
Yeah.
So 2 questions there. Do you think the average person would like to be in your head? And secondly, are you happy?
Well, no, the average person does not want to live the life I live or be in my head. They would be miserable because you're just working all the time, and they would probably just ask themselves, why am I working all the time? Why don't I do literally anything else? I mean, obviously I'm not a robot. There are times where I'm like, I really want to play this strategy board game, or I want to do this thing, and I look at the schedule and I'm like, oh, maybe I could do that in 4 days. And you know, and the hard thing is you really have to like be delicate with the framing of your mind, because it's very easy in moments like that to go, I'm like a zoo animal. Like I don't have free will. I'm like a little robot to my businesses, and like and so you have to like be very careful, and sometimes those emotions take over, and especially because I'm a very defiant kind of guy, and I'm like, but I really want to do this thing, but I can't, because I got to go film this video, and I got to do this, and I got to speak at this conference, and I got to do this networking thing, and blah, blah. And so, yeah, I think most people, when that feeling comes up of like, well, am I just a animal? Like, do I have...
MrBeast seems like he seems very complex, and it's hard to get a read on him, actually. It's hard to get a read off him, honestly. Probably would have to have a conversation in person with him, but from this interview, when I'm getting this clip, he seems not happy, that's for sure. He's just doing things, right? He's just doing it, and that's okay. I think that's okay because you're running a business, right? But he needs to be content, and I think he's missing. The one thing I think he's missing is God. I think that's what he's missing in his life, honestly. But let's see.
Have any free will, they would probably get very depressed. But I've been able to like work through those and just I always try to, your brain, you just gotta control your thoughts and be like, well, this is the life I chose. This is, you want success, you want to change the world, you want to do this and this. This is the price you have to pay. You should actually see this as a good thing because this is why, which is why I'm very diligent about how I frame things in my mind. Like, this is why no one else will do what you will do, and this is a good thing. This is what you are feeling right now is your mode. You're lucky it's hard. Push through it, and you'll be happy you did. And so that's kind of how I try to view it. But no, I don't think most people would be happy living my life. They would be like, oh, let's just grab a couple $1 million and be happy.
Are you happy?
It depends what day you ask me. Right now, I'm having a good time. When I had the flu in Africa, sitting in a cage with lions, no. So,
what's your baseline? How would you describe your baseline?
So he's not happy. Interesting. If you see, let me see if I can go back just a bit. When you laugh and shrug it off just a bit, he's not happy.
And
but he still do what he
this
does.
What you are feeling right now is your mode. You're lucky it's hard. Push through it, and you'll be happy you did. And so that's kind of how I
kind of just laugh it off. But what?
View it. But no, I don't think most people would be happy living my life. They would be like, oh, let's just grab a couple $1 million and be happy.
Are you happy?
Watch this.
It depends what day you ask me. Right now, I'm having a good time. When I had the flu in Africa, sitting in a cage with lions, no. So,
what's your baseline?
So I think when he said happy, are you happy in general, not happy about doing your job? And I think you kind of lean that way instead of the other way. But let's see.
How would you describe your baseline?
Probably this year, so far more unhappy than happy, and they're just things you got to do that just aren't fun, But I think I really deeply enjoy working on festivals, and I'm trying to spend more of my time building it. The problem is it's just opportunity cost because I'm the only one who can be in front of the camera and film. So
from what I'm getting here is that his business, even though he makes so much money, like, wow, look at that. MrBeast look like he's not happy, not one bit. But it seems like, and what? I'm going to use this as a thumbnail. It's 54:38. So just because he has a business and it keeps him occupied so he doesn't have to deal with the unhappiness or him not being happy in his life. And it probably stemmed, actually, because I was watching this last night. It probably stems from him not knowing or talking to his dad. And we're gonna put that clip. We're gonna put that in a different video, actually. I don't want to put it in the same one, but it seems like that's an issue. So let's continue.
And that's what's like brutal, especially with Beast Games, is I'm just filming so much. It added so much shit to my yearly filming, like doing this giant show on top of already having the largest YouTube channel in the world. I was already filming some months, 25 days a month. So I'm just like, that's just the rough part. It's because it's like, it just all rests on my shoulders. And if I don't film, there's no content. Like the channel just literally ceases. Like if I stop filming. And so, I have found more and more that I'm finding more joy in entrepreneurial things and building businesses. And I do think I'd be happier if I could spend more time doing that. But it's just like,
see, he used his business to find joy. But even though he's unhappy and then he goes into his business and find joy about it, when he stopped doing what he's doing and he's just probably relaxing or doing his MrBeast things or whatever he was saying, he goes back in the same back pattern that he was already in before he goes to his business or go to work to distract himself from exactly what's really the issue underlining below there, which is very interesting.
Like weird because I could literally hire anyone in the world to do that. Whereas I can't hire anyone to replace me on camera.